Hello, hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? Hello, everybody, and let me show the disclaimer. I want everybody to know this video is for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions expressed are those of Darlene April, my legal name, April Showers Network, suing. Hello, lovely. Hey, Joshua, how are you doing today on this fine Sunday? Well, we've got another controversial subject that has come up. And that is the state of Louisiana, what Governor Jeff Landry just did. If everybody would hold on, I think I got it better this time. So hold on. We have a commercial playing.
Life takes energy. This news story was written by Anumita Kaur. Louisiana requires 10 commandments to be displayed in public classrooms. Governor Jeff Landry, Republican, signed the legislation Wednesday. Governor Jeff Landry, Republican, signed legislation Wednesday requiring every public classroom in Louisiana to display the 10 commandments, becoming the only state with such a law and inflaming tensions over the separation between church and state. This bill mandates the display of the 10 commandments in every classroom, public elementary, secondary, and post-education schools in the state of Louisiana. Because if you want to respect the rule of law, you've got to start from the original lawgiver, which was Moses, Landry said at a bill signing ceremony. Critics vowed to challenge the law in court, calling it unconstitutional and warning that it will lead to religious coercion of students. The First Amendment promises that we all get to decide for ourselves what religious beliefs, if any, to hold and practice without pressure from the government. The Louisiana chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, and Americans United for Separation of Church and State said in a joint statement Wednesday. Politicians have no business imposing their preferred religious doctrine on students and families in public schools. Landry has signaled that he welcomes the fight. I'm going home to sign a bill that places the 10 commandments in public classrooms, he said Saturday at a GOP fundraiser in Nashville, the Tennessean reported. And I can't wait to be sued. The law gives schools until January 1st to display the 10 commandments, religious and ethical directives handed down to the prophet Moses in the Bible, on a poster or framed document that is at least 11 inches by 14 inches in every classroom. The commandments have to be the display's central focus and be printed in a large, easily readable font. The law requires a context statement to accompany the commandments, positioning the text as a prominent part of American public education from the late 17th century through the late 20th century. Schools have to use donated posters or spend donated money rather than public funds to purchase the displays. The Louisiana House overwhelmingly passed the bill in April, and the state Senate followed suit in May. Both votes largely fell along party lines in the Republican-controlled chambers. Similar proposals to display the Ten Commandments in schools have been introduced, but have not become law, in Texas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, and South Carolina. In Utah, lawmakers diluted an attempt to mandate the commandments in classrooms, instead adding the religious directives to a list of documents that can be discussed in classrooms. Lawmakers in mostly Republican-led states have proposed other efforts that blur the lines between church and state in recent years, with some framing the movement as an attempt to reclaim religious freedom. Public education has been a common battleground. Inspired by a law passed in Texas in 2023, more than a dozen states have introduced legislation this year to bring chaplains into public schools. And as school voucher programs expand rapidly in GOP-run states, the vast majority of the funds, billions in taxpayer dollars, are directed to religious schools, the Washington Post reported this month. After Louisiana lawmakers voted to require the Ten Commandments in classrooms, the Center for Inquiry, a nonprofit that advocates for a secular society, wrote to Landry to urge him to veto it. The group said becoming the first state to require the commandments to be posted in classrooms would be a dishonorable distinction. The bill is an exclusionary, heavy-handed measure that will make every student who is a member of a minority religion, or no religion at all, feel like an outsider in their own school, and virtually invite litigation at taxpayer expense, the center said in a statement. Republican State Representative Michael Bayham, one of the bill's authors, argued Wednesday that the new law is not just about religion, nor are the Ten Commandments. It's our foundational law. Our sense of right and wrong is based off of the Ten Commandments, he told the Post, adding that Moses is a historical figure and not just a religious one. The Ten Commandments is as much about civilization and right and wrong, Bayham said. It does not say you have to be this particular faith or that particular faith. It's unclear how Louisiana's law will fare if it winds its way to the Supreme Court. A decision to uphold the statute would fly in the face of direct precedent, said Douglas Laycock, a professor emeritus of constitutional law at the University of Virginia. The Supreme Court in 1980 struck down a Kentucky law that also attempted to require the Ten Commandments to be displayed in classrooms. The court said the statute had no plausible secular purpose and violated the First Amendment's Establishment Clause, which bars the federal government from favoring any one religion. They've always said that public schools are different because children are more susceptible to influence, Laycock told the Post. But recent Supreme Court rulings have been more lenient toward religion in schools. In 2022, the court ruled in favor of a Washington State football coach who knelt at midfield to pray and was joined by student athletes. The prayers were protected by the Constitution's guarantees of free speech and religious exercise, the court said. Proponents of the Louisiana law would have to convince the court that there's a secular purpose for it. They may be counting on the conservative-leaning court to rule in their favor, Laycock said. It is just impossible to imagine any secular reason for doing this, he said. We'll see how far they're willing to go.
Well, there we have it, people. There we have it. I don't know how some people feel about this, but again, for those that don't believe, I guess I can understand where they're coming from. And then those that do believe, I understand where they're coming from. Me personally, I do feel like once God was taken out of everything, like we saw more and more things happening. Um, we saw more kids becoming, um, wow, I don't even know what we can say on YouTube anymore. But we saw kids unaliving, storming into schools, you know, unaliving people. Kids wanting to change their gender. Um, just a plumb hot mess. So if you don't believe, that's okay. Um, and does anybody know what the 10 Commandments are? Does anybody know what are the 10 Commandments? Okay. Hey, Tennessee. Yeah. So the 10 Commandments, let me see if I can find audio. Hold on. Hey, Tennessee, glad you came back. Okay, so hold on. Hold on. We're going to read what the 10 Commandments are, or listen to what the 10 Commandments are. Hold on.
The 10 Commandments. Commandment number 1. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Commandment number 2. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Commandment number 3. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Commandment number 4. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Commandment number 5. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Commandment number 6. Thou shalt not kill. Commandment number 7. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Commandment number 8. Thou shalt not steal. Commandment number 9. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Commandment number 10. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Well, there we have it. So, you know, so Tennessee said the 10 Commandments are a part of the old law made for the Jews. They are not the law for any man today. Well, Tennessee, let me tell you something. I respect your opinion, but I feel like this is the law for man today. If you don't believe in God, then you can skip over those first 4. But number 5, thou shalt not, wait a minute. Lord, I had all of these memorized. But hold on. Hold on. So now, starting with number 5, honor your father and your mother. Thou shall not unalive somebody. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not give false testimony against your neighbor. Number 10, shouldn't be going around sleeping with your neighbor's husband or wife. You're supposed to respect your neighbor, not trying to be over there creeping and cheating with them. Now, Tennessee, hey, uncommon sense with Jose, Joshua, and loving chrysanthemum flower. So, Tennessee says, I do believe in God, but let me give you an example. In the Old Testament, the Bible says, thou shalt not kill. In the New Testament, when Jesus said he didn't come to replace the law, but to make it better, he said that if you even think about killing a man, you have already done it in your heart, making you guilty of murder. Do you see what I'm saying? Well, yeah, I guess, oh boy, if I went by my thoughts, I'd be guilty of a whole lot of things. Hey, E-Money, but personally, if you want to change these laws, number 1, you should have no other gods before me. And children are seeing this, so they want to get upset. So you can teach kids that the God is in them. The God is in you. Do the best that you can do. Hey, Yawaba, do the best that you can do. Take a day, set it aside to do the right thing. I can see where you could change this, where it could fit in, where you can teach kids that they have the God in them, they're a leader. You are beautiful, you are a creature. Don't let anybody misuse your name. Spend a day for yourself where you do the right thing, maybe say, do some community service, go visit some older relatives, but from 5 on down with the commandments, baby, these kids need to know this. These children, in my opinion, now all of this is my opinion and I'm respecting everybody else's opinion. Um, everybody, these children are out of control. They have no direction. And I'm not trying to say throwing some type of um, religious beliefs is going to help them. But I know for me as a child coming up, I wanted to do the right thing. And of course, if you believe in a higher power, you know, we know he sees everything. But there was a little fear instilled. Like you didn't want to go out and do the wrong thing. Um, you can tell people, the parents, the aunts, the uncles, because everybody has God in them. We were ashamed to do some things coming up. I could have never thought about coming home telling my mother I wanted to be a boy. Um, I just feel personally that, to protect the children where I might not agree with all of the choices being made, with putting the 10 Commandments in the school. But these children coming up these days are out of control. They are out of control. Hey, James Money. They are out of control. And so, where are you, Tennessee? And so, to me, personally, I feel as though where it might not be what everybody thinks is popular, or it shouldn't be done, or they shouldn't have to look at this. You know, maybe some kid will see that they should not unalive somebody. Maybe they would know that it's wrong. This governor, um, this governor, I don't know if what his intentions are, but I just hope that he's trying to do this to somewhat try to help save the kids now. Because I'm pretty sure we can all agree that these children these days, they have no guidance. Nobody is teaching them from right or wrong. We have the worst music, they're glorifying unaliving of people. Um, it's just a plumb mess. So maybe that, this governor is trying to save the children, but hey, anything that works. Uh, maybe he's just really trying. Maybe he truly cares. So hold on, I'm gonna let you listen to some more audio.
Oh, those burgers smell amazing.
Speaking of amazing, our barbecue is
Powered by natural gas. Because we're in an ad letting everyone know Enbridge is working to reduce emissions by blending hydrogen and renewable natural gas into their network.
Tomorrow is on Enbridge.
Life takes energy.
This analysis was written by Philip Bump. The U.S. decline in religiosity isn't from a lack of 10 commandments. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court has rejected a law requiring the placement of the 10 commandments in public schools. The preeminent purpose for posting the 10 commandments on schoolroom walls is plainly religious in nature, the court's unsigned decision stated. The 10 commandments are undeniably a sacred text in the Jewish and Christian faiths, and no legislative recitation of a supposed secular purpose can blind us to that fact. It was eventually revealed that the author of the decision in Stone v. Graham was Justice William J. Brennan, Jr. You are probably aware that Brennan is not a sitting justice. He died in 1997. That's because the determination that the law at issue, passed in Kentucky in 1978, was unconstitutional came not this week, but in the year 1980. It is worth revisiting because, on Wednesday, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry, Republican, signed legislation that similarly mandates the placement of copies of the 10 Commandments in schoolrooms. At a signing ceremony, Landry suggested that the impetus was not boosting religion, but instead, bolstering the legal system. If you want to respect the rule of law, you've got to start from the original lawgiver, he said, which was Moses. The bottom of each copy of the 10 Commandments placed in Kentucky schools tried the same ploy, insisting that there was a secular application of the 10 Commandments. Brennan didn't buy it. The commandments do not confine themselves to arguably secular matters, such as honoring one's parents, killing or murder, adultery, stealing, false witness, and covetousness, his decision read. Rather, the first part of the commandments concerns the religious duties of believers, worshiping the Lord God alone, avoiding idolatry, not using the Lord's name in vain, and observing the Sabbath day. Given the current composition of the Supreme Court, there's no guarantee that a majority would again object to a state mandating the display of the 10 Commandments. But it does seem clear that the law affected with Landry's signature is less about ensuring that young Louisianans have a healthy respect for laws than that Louisiana plant an appeal to heaven flag in support of Christian values. In February, PRRI released state-level analysis of support for the values of Christian nationalism, the idea that the United States should be explicitly Christian. Louisiana had one of the largest densities of support for that concept, in keeping with the state's densely right-wing politics. Landry, who took office earlier this year, has politics that match the state. He is Catholic. It seems worth noting that his mother taught religion at a Catholic school. If advocates of the law think that the effect of the law will be to increase the religiosity of Louisiana students, though, they are probably going to be disappointed. The American National Election Studies, ANES survey is conducted around federal elections and has since 1948 included a question measuring religious identity. That allows us to see that the percentage of Americans who identify their religion as other, that is not Protestant, Catholic, or Jewish, was rising from the mid-1950s until the 1980 Stone v. Graham decision, upending Kentucky's law. Among younger Americans, that increase was steeper. In 1960, 2% of Americans identified as other, a category that includes the non-religious. In 1980, 10.2% did. In 2000, 19.5% did. By 2016, it was over a third. There was a lull in growth in the 1980s, after Stone v. Graham. We see a similar lull in other measures of religiosity, such as the General Social Survey's question about the theological nature of the Bible, In 1984, about 14% of Americans indicated that they thought the Bible was little more than a book of old stories that had no divine connection. By 2022, about a quarter of Americans held that view. Notice the shift that began in about the year 2000. That's also reflected by Gallup. Since the late 1970s, the venerable polling firm has regularly asked Americans how important religion is in their lives. From about 2000 on, the percentage of people saying that religion isn't important has climbed steadily. This shift is not obviously a function of removing the 10 Commandments from public spaces or the end of prayer in schools. That change followed the Supreme Court's 1962 Engel v. Vitale decision. Conservatives are hoping that the current court might move in the opposite direction. It seems unlikely, then, that introducing the 10 Commandments into classrooms would suddenly influence a new generation of students to embrace Christianity, which, of course, is not a defense of doing so. But this idea is itself in keeping with current right-wing orthodoxy, which holds that a main reason that young people express more liberal politics is that they have been unduly brainwashed by nefarious leftists who work as teachers and professors. For Landry, the move is a great bit of publicity. Civil liberties organizations have already filed suit over the move, something Landry probably won't hesitate to add to his conservative resume. In fact, if his endorsement of the policy is at all centered on boosting his own political position, that format of self-promotion itself has a historic precedent. In the mid-1950s, director Cecil B. DeMille partnered with the Fraternal Order of Eagles to have copies of the 10 Commandments put up all over the country to promote his film of the same name.
Okay. So, like I said, you know, what they are trying to do now, you know, he believes, you know, that the law should be followed. He believes that Moses was the first lawmaker, and people should be following those laws. You know, this is it's really a touchy subject, but what do you do? And so I think, me personally, hey, you gotta chill. I think anything to help kids and get people on the right track, even though, like I said, the first 5 commandments deal with honoring you know, God, but if you don't believe in him, tell your kids, hey, this isn't what we do, this isn't what we do. Hey, Miss Queen, oh, I gave you, let me see. Miss Queen, that 779 number that I put up, that's the number. Well, yeah, Yawaba, it has to start at home first. But unfortunately, we do not have parents that are teaching their kids that they should not steal. Thou shalt not unalive somebody. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I had put the other number. Hold on. I'm trying to see. No, that 815 isn't good. Hold on. Um, yeah, I have put a 779 in the chat. Hold on, girl. I wrote down my new number. Ain't that something? I don't remember 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 my new number by heart. Shoot, I don't. Yeah. Okay, I'm leaving my stuff right there. I'll be right back. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, honey, I done got too old to be trying to remember stuff and all of that. Shoot. Only thing I'm worrying about remembering is doctor's appointments and paying the bills. And what the heck? Oh boy, I got the number wrote down somewhere. Crap. Wow. Yeah, I had put the number in the chat and hold on. I can't even find the paper I wrote it down on. This is crazy. How's everybody doing? What do people think about the 10 Commandments being placed in the schools? Please write down your comments while I try to find the paper with my new phone number on it. Oh, hold on. I know how I can get it. I think it's just a great idea. I think once they took God out of everything, we saw more things going on. Hold on, Miss Queen. I know a way to get it. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. I got to get my soda. So, Miss Queen, you have kids, and they are thinking in Louisiana, the governor has made it where the 10 Commandments have to be displayed in school. How do you feel about that? Like if your kids go to school, do you want them to see the 10 Commandments? Um, yeah, hold on. Do you want your kids to see the 10 Commandments placed in the classrooms? Okay, everybody. Would you want to see Miss Queen? Like a this is here. Write that down. That's it. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something, baby. When they had paddling in school, I did the right thing because I did not want to get a paddle. I did not want them to put that paddle with them holes. I did not want to get a paddle. Um, they did the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. They stopped making kids say that because it said one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Anything that had God in it, they took it out. They took it out. They took it out of the schools. But again, I'm going to speak for me. Um, as with anything that you see on a sign or a mural or any type of paintings or drawings, you're going to look at it. Uh, any type of bulletins that's on bulletin boards or these big boards, the billboards, you're going to read it and something's going to catch your eye. So, like I said, if they have these 10 commandments, you know, maybe they'll read, thou shalt honor thy mother and father. Even if the other ones don't make sense to them or you don't want them to um, respect the first 5, at least the next 6 through 10. Thou shalt not unalive somebody. Thou shalt not steal. Honor thy neighbor. Don't, respect your neighbor. Don't be going with the neighbor's man, a husband or wife, having kids by them and all of this stuff. Maybe they'll read them and say, oh, I should honor thy mother and father. Oh, I should not commit adultery if I get married. When I get married, Maybe they'll remember these simple little things. Like I remembered, I didn't want to get in trouble because I got paddled. And let me tell you, them paddles hurt. I personally feel that there is a shift. In Tennessee, baby, let me tell you something. I know how to hang up on folks. Yeah. Miss Queen, the Ten Commandments uh, is what God gave to Moses. And so, what this Republican Governor Jeff Landry of Louisiana, who has a real religious background, he said if we're going to be following laws, we should be following the first laws that was made, and those were the Ten Commandments. So I'm going to play another video so people can know what the Ten Commandments are. Hold on. Where's my short version? Okay. Hold on.
The Ten Commandments. Commandment number 1. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Commandment number 2. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Commandment number 3. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Commandment number 4. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Commandment number 5. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Commandment number 6. Thou shalt not kill. Commandment number 7. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Commandment number 8. Thou shalt not steal. Commandment number 9. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Commandment number 10. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
There you have it. Did you hear that, Miss Queen?
So if you're feeling really beautiful today and you
Okay. So again, hey, like I tell people, at least 5 through 10, if you don't want to believe in the good old Lord, you can still look at 5 and, thou shalt not, honor thy mother and father. Thou shalt not steal, nor thou shalt not unalive somebody. Honor thy neighbor. Don't be fooling around with the neighbor's husband or wives. You got all this kind of stuff going on. And oops, excuse me, y'all. I'm belching. I drink a Pepsi. But hey. And so Yawaba said, I had teachers who was treated the children with dark skin bad. So that's the issue that would have to be done at home, or spanking. Well, yeah. Anybody brave enough to put God back in school, I support. Yeah. But this is what they're saying, that, this is interfering. It should be separation between the church and the state. And what this governor is saying, he is saying that it's not even about that. He's saying that if we are following laws, we should be following the first laws. Yeah. Hey, you're right. It's the start. Because I'm going to tell you, everybody ain't sitting down talking to their kids. Some parents don't know how. Some parents let their kids, hey, they're in the room, they're playing video games. They don't know what their kids are doing. They think they're playing video games. That's why you have so many kids now, a lot of them getting on the internet, talking to strangers, meeting up with strangers, having terrible things happen. All parents, due to inflation and economy, you got some parents just got to work 2 jobs now in order to keep food on the table. And so, Yawaba say it's the start, and Miss Queen says she personally don't care. Our children are reared at home, not at school. Well, thank goodness you are a stay-at-home mom, and you're able to sit down and talk to your kids. See, we have a lot of generational curses where parents, they just told their kids, don't do this and don't do that. And so they said, don't do this and don't do that. But they didn't say, oh, if you don't do this, this is going to happen. So, when somebody tells you don't do something, now we keeping it real, 9 times out of 10, you probably going to do it. Because they done told you not to do it. They didn't tell you why you shouldn't do it. So now we coming to the next generation where these kids were told, people like me, don't do this, but I don't know the consequence behind it. So then you go into the next generation where you try to talk to your kids and tell them the consequences. Now they're not listening because they've been taught not to listen to the parents. They don't know everything. Um, they're looking at videos. They're listening to the music. Okay, you Whopper. Hey, WP. Hey, Georgia girl. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine, girl. I'm back in physical therapy and for lymphedema, the swellings. You know, this is a rough season right now that I'm going through, but this too shall pass. This too shall pass. You know, every day in life ain't peaches and cream, people. So, me personally, I just really, I am thankful that anything that can help our kids, um, I like it. I like it. Anything that can make them think, anything, that's teaching them, and these rules apply today. These rules apply today. And again, like I say, you've got a lot of people right now that are non-believers. They want to say uh, this is something that the people put on us, and you know uh, they use us to trick us, and they still using to trick people. Um, and I don't even get into all of that. I just, when I go to worship for me. I'd like to hear the choir sing. Oh, Lord, sometimes that choir can bring a calmness over me. And, you know, I don't look at the preacher as they are perfect. I look at them as they are a man giving a message. They are a vessel. They are a vessel to give a message. If you want to receive it, you don't have to. I don't care what nobody's doing in real life, nor in the church or whatever else. But I do have an issue with people that do take the titles of the church and they're blatantly, you know, they blatantly do stuff. I have an issue with that. I do have an issue because you took an oath. But again, they are human too. They are human too. So So I'm just thankful. I'm thankful to Louisiana for the governor for doing this, because I do feel like, unfortunately, things are just not being taught anymore. I feel like the children are out of control. Um, a couple of weeks ago, I did the show where you've gotten um, the American College of Pediatricians. They're saying, hey, no more. We don't want kids to be allowed to do this child gender transition. So anybody that's trying to save the children in any way, shape, form, or fashion, I'm for it. Because I'm telling you, we done got too out of control. The people in the world have gotten out of control. Anything goes, and it should not be like that. The world is fine. It's the people in the world. So anytime you've got children that are doing this gender transition, and people co-signing it, big movie stars, so everybody think it's okay because they are followers. So I'm so glad that we got people stepping up now, saying, no, this crap is wrong. Y'all done passed laws. While people are sitting here arguing about if you a Democrat or a Republican, or what religion you are, or you shouldn't have religion. They've been passing laws while we've been arguing over who likes Trump or Biden, or who liked the past presidents. While we were busy fighting each other, they used things as a distraction. They were passing laws where children were able to change their sex, take hormone pills, everything. So we got to realize, people, when there are distractions out here, like all of this P. Diddy stuff. Hold on. Hello? Hello?
You want some roast?
Roast? Who cooked it?
They cooked it downstairs in the kitchen. Regina brought me some up here.
Oh, okay.
I'll bring it up there. You can I'll put you some in some.
Yeah, because I'm sitting right here by the elevator. Did one of them cold pop, did that pop get cooked? Cold now.
What, baby?
Did the pop?
There ain't no goddamn possum.
No, I said the pop, the Pepsi. Remember, you said you had a cold one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I gave you 2 Pepsis.
Okay, I know, but them was the mini ones. I drink a lot of pop.
Well, the others ain't warm yet.
You
They ain't cold yet. I just put them in the refrigerator when you left.
just bring them.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Oh Lord, I thought I had muted it. Heck yeah, Miss Queen. I don't eat everybody's cooking. I don't eat everybody's cooking. I'm pretty sure y'all don't neither. I don't eat everybody's cooking. At least I know in the restaurant they gotta wear some gloves while they handling the food and stuff. But I don't eat everybody's cooking. Mm-mm. No. A lot of times when I go somewhere, my mother always told us to eat first. Don't go nowhere hungry. Don't go nowhere hungry. Don't go nowhere hungry. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Hey, Patty's Kitchen. So I am thankful to this governor of Louisiana. Everybody might not agree with what he's doing. Everybody might think, you know, who is he? His right, uh, you know, basically what he is saying is that, hey, if we gonna be following laws, then we should follow the first laws. And he said that he is arguing that the Ten Commandments was the first law. And that they should be placed, he wants them placed in the schools. And also, do you know what else this Republican Governor Jeff Landry did? He is doing a first of its kind bill allowing judges to order the surgical castration of rapists, and y'all know what I'm saying because we can't say that word, who prey on children. Did you hear what I just read you? Republican Governor Jeff Landry, hold on, y'all. Okay, now did y'all hear what I said? Republican Governor Jeff Landry, he has come up with the first of its kind bill allowing judges to order the surgical castration of rapists who prey on children. And then a Texas-style immigration measure that allows law enforcement to arrest and jail migrants who enter the U.S. illegally. So this governor, Jeff Landry, he ain't playing. See, he's for these kids. He wants these rapists who prey on children to be castrated. And y'all know what that means. Yes, yes. So I got to admire this guy. Whereas I might not agree with everything, but the first two things he has done, He signed the nation's first law requiring the Ten Commandments to be posted in every public classroom. Then this first of its kind bill, it's a bill allowing judges to order the surgical castration of rapists who prey on children. I'm right here.
I see you right here.
Thank you. Oh, okay.
See?
Okay. I'll return your vote.
Good looks.
Okay. Thank you. You know I gotta ask. I don't eat everybody's cooking.
Yeah. Well, my girl.
Did you ask her about the salmon patties?
No.
I'm gonna have to ask her because I told her last week I needed her to make me some salmon patties.
I'm trying to get this fast fashion magazine.
No, that ain't mine. Yeah. What you ready to do? Watch the game?
Yeah.
I gotta be out here because the internet don't work that well at my apartment.
Oh, okay.
It goes in and out.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we got too many adults preying on children. It mess up children for life.
That's right.
So this bill allowing judges to order the surgical castration of rapists. You know, we can't say that word on here. So I say rapists, but you know what I'm saying? Who prey on children. And something do need to happen. Something traumatic needs to happen so these people will stop messing with these kids. Yeah, snip it.
That's the reason.
Snip it. You know with castration they snip the bees off.
The ball.
Yeah. So yeah, do something to these people. Make them scared to mess with these kids.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Now eat that meat now.
I'm gonna eat the meat. I am. Okay. So again, like I say, I don't have to agree with everything that this Republican Governor Jeff Landry is doing, but he's doing some things where he's trying to protect the children. And I'm gonna tell y'all know these kids need to be protected. We see everything that has come out. Even though we say they've shown what's been going on in Hollywood, the same stuff is going on out here in the streets. You got everybody messing up kids. Okay? Okay? Don't think it's just a Hollywood thing. People say, well, you shouldn't be concerned about the affairs of the world. Well, I take the affairs of the world and I break it down to the regular people. Because it's going on in Hollywood and it's going on in the neighborhoods and it's going on in families. You've got the family friend that's really messing up the kids. You got the family members, the family friends. You got the granddaddy. Some people were scared to tell. Then when they told, they didn't believe them or they got mad because they told. So yeah, do something to these folks. Do something to them. Patty says, I have family members who were sexually violated as babies, and it angers me to know that children have been violated. I have zero tolerance for that behavior. I'm against anyone who bothers children, even if the perpetrator is a teenager. So, it's we have gotten to be so open and where we are like just letting anything go, and you ain't your child's friend. Don't never think that. You can never be your child's friend. Because if you be their friends, you're gonna do things that friends do. You're not gonna do things. No. When you try to be your child's friend, you are going to put yourself in a position where your child does not look at you as a mother or a father. They look at you as that friend now. So those that's smoking weed with their kids and all of that, they look at you different then. And I think they probably lose a little respect. So you can never be your child's friend. So that honor your mother and father, if kids see that, honor your mother and father, because a lot of people are broken in this world. So I applaud this governor. I personally feel as though, once they took God out of everything, that, a lot of things changed. A lot of things changed. Um, and that's just my personal thought. Hold on for 1 minute, y'all. Okay. So, I applaud this governor. You just don't know. Ooh, you just don't know. Um, for those that don't believe, um, you know, maybe if you don't believe in the first 5 commandments where they talk about God, at least you can go on starting with the honor thy mother and father part. Try to find some balance um, in it. Yeah, it happens to male and females. Yeah, yeah, it does, Patty. It's also sad too. We're going through a lot. People don't realize that. Girl, you gotta watch everybody nowadays. And this is the thing. You gotta watch for girl, family, friends especially. Hey, I got my Cash App up if anybody would like to donate. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out for everybody these days. I'ma tell y'all, the older I got, the more I realized I did not know I did not know nothing. When I found out some of the stuff that was allegedly going on, you be in total shock. You be in total shock. And then you understand why some people act the way that they act. You know. And I'ma tell you, I don't know what we're gonna do, people. I don't know what I can tell people. You know, people are always talking about find your tribe. Well, that's dead and gone. Okay, we don't know where we come from. You can do research. You can try to figure out. My thing is, what's going on today? Because I wouldn't want to belong to your tribe. For some of these people telling people to find their tribes, you disrespect your family members. You talk about them. I don't want to belong to that tribe. So folks can miss me with all of that. You want to tell me to find my tribe, but how are you acting today? Some of y'all treat your family members like shit and treat your friends better than your family. Some of y'all sit up and talk about your kids, talk about other adults around kids. You sitting up talking about another adult, but you not dealing with the issue is you got a touchy-feely uncle or cousin, but you talking about the one that go out to the club at night. We got parents that treat their kids differently. They favor one over the other. You still got people in this light skin, dark skin mess. So I tell people, why should I find my tribe? I'm looking at the way you live it. I wouldn't want to be part of your tribe. I can't even believe you know, the way you act. Mental illness is real too, people. Mental illness is real. We got some of these people out here that's probably arguing up and down. They shouldn't have them 10 commandments in schools because they don't believe in God, but they done broke all of them. They doing everything under the sun. Some people don't like to follow the rules. Some people don't like to obey the law. So this governor, I give him the utmost respect. I give him the utmost respect because at least he is trying. So no matter what you might think about him, look at something good that he's trying to do. And he is trying to protect the children. He's trying to bring some order back. He realizes that these kids have gotten out of control. Ain't nothing nobody could do with these children. So I want to thank everybody for joining me for this video. Like I said, whether you believe in God or not, you know, maybe just look at some of the commandments that say honor thy mother and father, thou shalt not steal, unalive. Try to find something good in this instead of being negative about anything that has to do with something you don't believe in. Like I tell people, those that don't believe, I have nothing against you. But I think a lot of times, a lot of those that don't want to believe, that don't believe, they're always looking for a fight. They always think people are trying to throw it in their face. No, we're not. Some of us believe because we know and we've experienced something where we know that there is some type of higher power out there, you know. And I didn't live back in those days. I'm living for the now. I'm trying to find solutions for the now. You know, all this finding your tribes and you should know this, it's dead and gone. Start a new tribe of protecting your children, respecting your family, honoring your mother and father. Not, you know, sometimes you can cause more damage with just the things you do to somebody that you might as well had unalived them. What are you doing today, as of right now? Make your own tribe. Start your own roots. Start your own family traditions. Cause I'm tired of hearing find that. I don't know. I wasn't living back then. Ain't nobody here to tell me. Then you don't even know what to believe anymore. So again, I tell people, what are you doing today? How are you living today? Is to know you to love you, or is to know you to hate you? You've got to reach inside and you got to say, hey, you know, this is, everybody should know the difference between right and wrong. And unfortunately, everybody is not being taught that. We have third, fourth generations of gangbangers that don't mind unaliving people. We have third and fourth generations of women that still believe in the welfare system. Because a lot of this is generational passed down. You have some women and men that think it's okay to be fooling around with the neighbor's husband or wife. It ain't right. That's in the 10 Commandments. Kids see this type of stuff. Some of y'all's parents do this stuff right in front of your kids. Call yourself cheating and sneaking and everything, and your kids are looking at you. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Kids need to know when they get married that no, I shouldn't be cheating. It's going to take a lot of work. If this is the person I chose to marry, then I got to stick by them. We got to stick by each other. We got to learn each other. People aren't even teaching that anymore. They get a divorce. I know so many people that was married and divorced and are back together now. It's unbelievable. So, unfortunately, we have parents that don't know any better. They're doing the best they can. They have to work. They don't spend, they can't spend the time with the children and give them everything they need because they too busy trying to work and keep a roof and food and clothes on the kids' backs. So that's why I'm thankful that we have this governor, which you might not agree with him, but I'm thankful for him in the state of Louisiana, that at least if you don't believe in all of the commandments, some of them, he is saying what Governor Jeff Landry, who is a Republican, who is saying if we are going to be following laws, he's saying that these were the first laws, which are the 10 Commandments, and that we should be following them. If you do not believe in God, then I know you got to at least believe in 5 through 10, starting with honor thy mother and father. Please try to find the good in this situation. Anything that can help the children. And I like this governor. I think this governor is okay. I'm going to let you listen to one more video. Hold on. Just hold on.
This evening, Louisiana is the first state to require that 10 commandments now be displayed in every public classroom from kindergarten to state-funded universities. 30 years ago, the Supreme Court struck down a similar law in Kentucky, citing separation of church and state. Louisiana's law could face a similar challenge now, but it would come before today's more conservative high court. This evening, Louisiana is the first state to require that 10 commandments now be displayed in every public classroom from kindergarten to state-funded universities. 30 years ago, the Supreme Court struck down a similar law in Kentucky, citing separation of church and state. Louisiana's law could face a similar challenge now, but it would come before today's more conservative high court. This evening, Louisiana is the first state to require that 10 commandments now be displayed
and so
in the classroom from kindergarten to state.
Then you have people.
The Supreme Court struck.
You have people. You know, Donald Trump is behind this. So, a lot of people are talking about that.
Russia, who likes the 10 Commandments, by the way, going up in the schools? They think it's such a bad thing. I said, has anyone read the "Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt"? I mean, has anybody read this incredible stuff? It's just incredible. They don't want it to go up. It's a crazy world, a crazy world.
That's what Trump said. But again, like I said, anytime people are trying to do the right thing and they're trying to protect the kids, I think they're getting ready to come against some hardcore people. Because as we can see from Hollywood to the communities, the attack is on the children. It's always been on the children. Children have not been protected the way they should be. They have not been protected by their family, the friends, the alleged leaders, the alleged pastors, the alleged priests, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, teachers. So many people have failed children. And then most of these children, hurt is all they know. hurt people. Some don't, but they hurt people in other ways. Then holding it in isn't good. Some people go to their graves holding secrets. Some people end up with all kind of health conditions. Hey, Queen the Queen. So anytime anyone is trying to protect the children, bring back some type of values other than seeing kids being able to change their gender, not say they're a girl or a boy, and all of this crazy madness that's going on. No. Thank you, Queen the Queen. So, a lot of people are going to try to sue this guy. He can't wait. It's supposed to be separation between church and state. Well, to me it wasn't. How many priests, alleged priests? Hold on. Okay. So, a lot of people, they want to see this country, return our country to a place of godliness. We got a lot of people that want to say, why do us black people believe in God and the Bible? They used that in slave days. So, religion is one of those touchy subjects. Um, I don't, I don't get into it. I'm just stating my opinion. Other people might not agree with it. I'm a person that's trying to find solutions. Again, I'm gonna say, if you don't believe in the first four, maybe 5 through 10, the first four talks about God. And then after that, it says, honor thy mother and father, thou shalt not unalive. Try to find some good in everything. Stop always looking for a fight. Nobody likes everything about anybody 100%, okay? try to find some good and something, because everybody that's attacking this man, they probably got some stuff going on in their house. That they're ashamed to say it. Secrets they'll take to their graves because of pride. Again, the Cash App is up there. People told me to start mentioning my Cash App. I thank everybody for listening to today's show. I stand by this Republican Governor Jeff Landry. Does that mean I'm a Republican? No. I base my support for people or how I feel about people on what they do. You know, this is a tough move that this guy is doing. So I've got to commend him. I've got to commend him for this. I applaud him for this. This is April showers. Everybody, y'all have a nice day. Enjoy your Sunday. And remember, you know, I'm so excited that they are bringing godliness back to this country, because look at what happened once it was removed. This is April showers. Peace out. Oh, hey, Queen the Queen. I didn't know if I mentioned you or not. Let me make sure I've highlighted everybody's comments. You know, everybody is somebody over here. Yeah. Okay, now, again, I'm getting ready to exit. I'm exiting now. Everybody have a great Sunday.